Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy Monday, everybody!
Hello there!
Welcome to the Top 10 List Show! My name is Sarah.
I'm Brian.
And we are your hosts for this delightful evening.
We've been gone for so long, I don't know how to do the show anymore.
I know, I'm like stuttering.
No, you're doing great.
Yes, well, welcome. Welcome back. Welcome us back. Welcome the world back. It's daylight savings.
Ugh.
We love it.
Hate daylight savings. Did you have a hard time getting out of bed this morning?
Yeah, I usually do no matter what.
Okay.
I just like wiggle my mouse and I go like, oh.
Oh, you're working from home too, huh?
Yeah, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. But yeah, did you? How are you?
I'm okay, man. I had to take Kennedy to school this morning.
Oh.
And Mondays we always stop at Starbucks on school, or she just doesn't make it through the day. So we did that, and then I got home and I went back to bed for another hour and a half. I just could not get up. It was terrible.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do this to us. And poor Kennedy has to be in school.
I know. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, there's people on here already commenting, so that's cool.
Yes,
We got Beck is on here. Oh, I didn't realize it was Pi Day today. It is Pi Day.
Oh, that's right.
3.14 and then some numbers. Megan says she wants to vote already. All the good stuff. So
yeah, I saw Mike wanted to. I saw Tim wanted to. I thought Megan wanted to, but then she said if someone else wants to, but we'll figure it out. I'll look at my list.
Yeah.
We'll get you on there.
Okay.
All right. Well, we have a fun episode. I think a lot of people will enjoy if you enjoy board games with friends, or maybe not with friends. Maybe, who knows? We'll see what pops up. We have some lovely guests, some of our Comedy Spot friends who are going to join us to pitch their picks on board games from 10 to 1. And then Brian and I will go back and forth and vote. We have some people who already want to vote on some rounds, so if you still want to vote on a round, let me know in the comments. And yeah, so should we bring him in?
Let's bring them in. Here they go.
Alrighty. What's
Boom.
up, Aaron?
It's Aaron. It's Chris. Hi. How are you guys?
Can you talk?
I was going to let Aaron go first because I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Good.
We're good.
That's always how it goes. The first few seconds of when the people come in to
Yeah.
the show, they go,
Yeah. Everyone's used to Zoom meetings, you know?
Yeah.
No one wants to go in hot in Zoom meetings, so you
No.
got to kind of take the temperature of the room.
yeah, exactly. Aaron, can you say anything? Let us know.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I think you
There is
got...
a delay, yeah.
Yeah, I think you got... Oops, that's the wrong button. I think you've got a little bit of...
I hang out with Aaron in real time a lot, and I that's actually accurate. Like,
Yeah,
that's not a delay. That's just how his face moves after he talks.
Am I just frozen in time? Is that what's going on here?
No, we can see you, but it's pretty delayed. But what we'll probably have you do is hang up on the call and then use that same link to come back into the call just to see if we can get rid of a little bit of the slow.
Some of the chop, yeah.
Yeah. All right, do that. We'll see you in a second.
Okay. All right.
And then we'll just go with it.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
We can hear him. It's all good.
Chris, where are you nowadays?
I'm actually, as of a couple months ago, I now live in West Sacramento.
Woo!
Sweet.
Welcome to West Sacramento.
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to get around and like say hi to everybody yet, but now that the world's becoming a little bit normal, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
remote work is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Stop by sometime.
Yeah, we're pretty much not back to normal, but
Yeah.
things are like moving along.
About as normal as we can be.
Yeah.
think, right?
Not bad.
Doing a pretty good job.
Pretty good houses, lots of people in classes, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have a workshop tonight, Brian?
I have a workshop tonight at 7.
Is it med students?
No, it's not med students. I'm doing an improv openings workshop.
Oh, shoot. Okay, cool.
Oh man, they're gonna get hella sweaty tonight too. It's
I feel like I'd have to take the classes from scratch again. It's been so long.
I feel like I had to take all the classes from scratch again. It was so long for doing improv. It was ridiculous. All right, Aaron, you seem to be doing a lot better.
How's it going?
Good.
Welcome to the official behind-the-scenes take. Best board games.
Nice.
All right, well, here's the deal. The two of you are going to take turns, just like Sarah said. Pitch your top 10 board games from 10 to 1. Like Sarah said, too, we're going to take turns voting. The audience is also going to get a vote, too. So you say you have enough people on the line to vote so
I
far?
do. Yeah, plenty.
Okay. And then the person with the most points wins. The most important thing you need to remember is that you get one switch throughout the game, which means if you lose a round, you can yell switch or just say it, and then you automatically win that round. So you only get one. You have to use it before you get to number 1. But both of you have one switch you can use at any time. And with that, we are ready to roll. You ready to roll?
Boom.
All right. Aaron, you're on my left. You get to go first.
Neato.
What's your number 10 pick?
10. I got Cockroach Poker. Cockroach Poker is it's a deception game. A lot of people, even though it's called poker, it's probably closer to Go Fish. When I decided this list, I had kind of a hard time choosing between two sort of general, I guess, ideas for board games, concepts, basic ideas. And the first one was really fun party games that you can play with friends.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one was extremely complex strategy games that would make Gary Kasparov cry. So Cockroach Poker is one of the first ones.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. Basically, there are 8 suites, and they're all these adorable little. You got cockroaches, you got rats, you got bats, you got toads, spiders. And what you got to do is you got to get your opponent to get infested by one of these suites. And so you take turns handing off cards to your opponent. Face down, and you say, "This is a cockroach," but maybe you're lying. Maybe it's actually a spider. And they have to determine whether you're lying or not. And if they get it wrong, then they get the card.
All right.
And the winner is the last person who doesn't get infested by creepy crawlies.
Oh.
All right. Cockroach Poker at number 10. Chris, what are you going to put against that?
Man, first I want to say I'm really glad that Aaron started with something like Cockroach Poker, because when I made my list, I had a second of doubt where I said to myself, God, I hope they didn't mean like classic board games. I didn't choose a single one that was classic. So
That's
I
all
feel
right.
much more at ease. So with my number 10 pick, and this was probably like the only hard one for me, because I feel like, well, now I have to cut out a bunch of good games and pick one. Like 1 through 9, easy. 10, I felt like I had to make decisions. But I'm going to choose a game called Fugitive, which is a 2-player game, and one person is the fugitive running away from the law, and the other person is the evil law or the good lawman trying to catch the fugitive. And it's a fun little card game where the fugitive plays face down cards, which represents his hideouts, and they like jump up in numbers, and he has to play other cards to be able to get from one hideout to the other. And meanwhile, the sheriff like gets to draw cards and see what hideouts the fugitive has not gone to, and he has to kind of guess all the hideouts before the fugitive gets on the last card, which is one of those old-timey getaway planes.
All right.
That's how he escapes. And I think probably
Is this
the
officially
funnest-
licensed Harrison Ford Fugitive?
The
Ryan?
Fugitive.
Is what this is?
a lot more up-to-date technology than that.
Okay.
What's really fun though is it sounds like a guessing game, but really like the sheriff can do things like set up like he can steal all the fugitives' cards and kind of set up like a boundary line that the fugitive can't get across. So it's very like cleverly designed. And I think why it's a great board game is that it's perfect for first dates. Follow me on this. It's 2 players, and you immediately put up your biggest red flags you could have. One, are you going to be okay if I have to run from the law and leave you, and are you like going to betray me? You know, those are very important questions.
I don't think there should be a litmus test like right off the bat.
That's where you're wrong, Brian. You know, it saves everyone a lot of time. And probably the even bigger red flag is if you bring this to dinner, they know right away you're a board game nerd. And either they're going to be into that and you guys are going to have a happy relationship forever, or, you know, you're still a board game nerd and you just need to find another second player.
Well, here we got some comments coming in. The first one here was just like, wait, what? Is this a board game or a card game? What is the technical rules to be a board game? I don't think we never really established technical rules.
It's whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, I vote this round, and since I live in Oak Park and there's tons of rats there, I already feel like I've won that game. So I'm going to go with Fugitive as the winner. So, Chris, you win the points for this round.
Oh, man. Also, we already lost someone who wanted to vote. Kendra said, never mind, I don't want to vote. I don't know what they're talking about. We gotta keep their attention, okay? We gotta keep these justifications a little shorter. This is why I don't play board games, is because the rules take forever, and I'm like, I can't pay attention.
It's pretty funny though. Like we've transitioned from like board games, but you have to learn all the rules and everything. So like just straight into like you don't even read like how you play a video game now. It's just like you just jump in, you start hitting buttons, and then you go back and you're like, oh yeah, I see how this is supposed to work. So, all right. So Chris, you have 1 point. I think what I hear is a keyboard in the background. Does anybody have a keyboard that's going off? No, there's like a ambient sound. Do you hear it?
Yeah,
it's like paper.
clicking.
All right. It's okay. We are at number 9. Aaron, you already went first. So, Chris, you're up now. What's your number 9 pick?
Probably a staple of all nerdy board games and very topical, Pandemic. You sit down with all your friends and you try to, on an actual board, you know, probably one of the only ones on the list that has a real board, and you try to save the world from an outbreaking disease that's spreading across a bunch of countries. What's really cool about this game is that they basically designed the diseases to intensify as the game progresses in a very realistic way.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a very popular one. I only put it as low as number 9 because I also feel like it suffers the fatal flaw that one know-it-all can control the whole game, and we all hate that, right? So sometimes I want to invite Aaron to play, but I know he's just going to tell me what to do. But other than that, it's a fantastic game.
All right, so number 9 for Chris is Pandemic. And then, Aaron, we go over to you. What is your number 9 pick?
All right, so I actually did go for a classic for this one. And I promise Chris is the only one on my list, so we'll both be equally risking alienating the audience with our extremely nerdy board game culture references. But my number 9 is Monopoly National Parks Edition. It's on my number 9 for a couple of reasons. Monopoly is a classic. You can say Monopoly to anybody and they know what they're talking about, what you're talking about. There's also lots of different opportunities to come into ownership of national parks, such as everything from the National Mall to the Everglades to Yosemite and Yellowstone. You then, my favorite part about this game, you then have the option to develop the national parks with campsites and hotels, which I feel runs counter to the spirit of the national parks. But nevertheless, I actually bought the game in the gift shop at Yosemite, so
it's got to be okay then.
Yes, they're cool with it.
Yeah.
So, National Parks Monopoly, number 9.
All right, so Pandemic first, Monopoly National Parks Edition. Sarah, this is your vote. What are you going to take?
I'm gonna go with something that's kind of a little more fun than Pandemic, National Parks Monopoly.
You say that now, but wait till you're still playing the same game for 5 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to love how long it would take to play Monopoly. Like it would be like like you would have a couple friends over and you knew you were just drinking until the wee hours in the morning.
Oh, damn. I wasn't drinking when I was like 8 when I was playing it.
I got into board games like in my 20s again, and I was like, that and Risk. We used to play Risk and get super drunk.
Oof, yeah.
Partying up, guys. Some of you go to clubs. I have people over for Risk games. All right, Monopoly Edition wins that round. I got to give Aaron a point, so we're at 1-1. It's on the board now too, and that brings us to number 8. So we go back to Aaron. You get to pitch your first, or you get to pitch it first on number 8.
For number 8, I picked a game called Trial by Trolley, and I have it right here. It is made by the same people who do the Cyanide and Happiness cartoon, if you're familiar with that. They have a very strong online presence, and if you've ever heard of the trolley problem, where you have the option of doing nothing and the trolley runs over a bunch of people, or you have the option of flipping the lever and the trolley goes down a different track and it only kills one person, but you're directly responsible for that one person that dies, right? It's common in like university. You get it as like a philosophical problem. Now in Trial by Trolley, you have to choose whether to run over things like, say, a KKK recruitment center, or those awful kids from Lord of the Flies. But it's not just bad things either. There's also good things that you have to do. You have to just determine whether to run over, such as a recently bereaved father of 3, or all of the fish in the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
So, while you're playing Trial by Trolley, it's a game about debating which thing should be saved, and it's about philosophical differences between your friends, and you'll learn a lot of interesting things about what your friends value and what they don't.
Yeah, like they're for a sociopath.
Yeah, right.
Bus full of kids, do it. You know, wait, we haven't even heard the other. Don't do it. Just do it now.
I kind of want to play that one because I love those little comics.
Yeah.
And Beck says that there's one called Joking Hazard by the same maker.
All right. Well, Trial by Trolley is at number 8 for Aaron. Chris, what's your number 8?
There's a game called Coup, which is what got me into board games as an adult. So it's called Coup because there's a very interesting skin to the game. It's your chance to basically be a global leader taking over a futuristic sci-fi court of power. What it means is you basically have 2 people who are like your servants, and you get all their special abilities, but no one knows which servants you have. So it's a whole game about killing your friends and bluffing on what abilities you have.
All right.
And the best part of this is you can call bullshit on each other, right? But it's very dangerous to do that. Like, the premise of the game is I do something super mean to Brian, and Brian's like, either has to decide, well, I just have to take it, or he's going to call bullshit on me. But if he calls bullshit on me and he's wrong, he now loses one of his servants, and I get to do my shit to him. But
All right.
if I'm wrong, I die. And it's very dangerous, but very nerve-wracking game, but super fun. It's like playing BS with pretty pictures.
All right, so Trial by Trolley or Coup.
Yes.
And do you have somebody who's voting on this one?
Yep, I got Mike LaRosa on the line.
Mike LaRosa.
Go ahead, Mike.
So, again,
Both of these are good.
Trial by Trolley or Coup. Those are his 2 choices. What would you pick on this one? Have you played either one of these?
I have played Coup, I think, a long time ago. I have not played Trial by Trolley, but I think I would really enjoy that one.
I think so too. I think,
Yeah.
If I were, it is pretty dark. All right, well, let's see what Mike LaRosa has to say. Man, I can't talk at all today. My
It's a
goodness.
daylight savings curse.
Daylight saving, that's what it is.
Oh.
Let's see.
He's probably typing up a long paragraph.
Yeah.
He was preparing it before I even called on him.
Yeah. He's like,
Here we
well.
go. Yep. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
I think he used to show up to our board game nights back before the pandemic, so I think he knows a little bit about these.
Yeah.
He likes the philosophical aspect topics, but he doesn't like them to be games, so he's going to go with Coup as the big winner for this round.
Interesting.
Which means that Chris picks up another point. And that brings us to number 7. And Chris, you're in charge of odd numbers, so I messed this up already. Fantastic. Chris, what's your number 7 pick?
In a similar vein of BSing your friends, a game called Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. This one is fun because you and all of your friends are a police crew based in Hong Kong for some reason that ends up not being relevant at all. But there's been a murder in Hong Kong, and it turns out it's an inside job. One of you is the sneaker no good doers. And so social deceptions are really fun games to me. Basically, the general premise is a lot of you are good guys, and a couple of you are bad guys, and the bad guys try to get away with it, and the good guys try to figure out who they are. This one's fun because instead of just like your personalities leading the game, you actually have to pick a murder weapon and a clue. And there is one person called the forensic scientist who tries to silently help the detectives figure out who the murderer is. And even if they catch the murderer, they need to figure out what weapon and missing piece of evidence there was. So it's like a little mini mystery.
All right.
To catch friends.
So we have Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, which has nothing to do with the actual game. And Aaron, what is your number 7 pick?
Believe it or not, my number 7 pick is Deception, a Murder in
Oh my gosh!
A man of taste.
Oh, this is great.
You guys spend too much time together. All right,
Yeah.
Deception. We are going to go ahead and put it on the board, and guess what? Both of you get points for that one.
Boom.
If they're exactly the same, you just both pick up points. I can't remember a game where this early in the game there were picks that just kind of lined up together.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens as you get closer if it's like a really narrow topic, but I've never seen it at number 7 before. So you guys are definitely thinking with the same brain. Mm-hmm. This Deception wins number 7. Both people pick up points 2-3, and we're at number 6, which means Aaron, you are up. So what's your number 6 pick?
My number 6 is a game called Illuminati.
Uh-oh. You know what? I think...
It is a game where you build your own conspiracy theory. Now, the way the game works is you start off with one of your ultimate controlling conspiracy groups. They could be the Servants of Cthulhu, or they could be the Bermuda Triangle, or it could be the Network, which is an evil rogue AI. Now, the way that the game works is that you, as time goes on, you add various groups and concepts to your conspiracy network. Mm-hmm. So, for example, bloggers. Cthulhu controls the bloggers. That's right, and you might see that there's little arrows on the card. That's how you link up your conspiracy network. So, for example, bloggers control the underground media, who then controls Swiss bank accounts, and so on and so forth. You've developed your conspiracy to the point where it is capable of absorbing or taking over all of the other conspiracies in the world.
All right.
It is the ultimate conspiracy theory.
And the game is called Illuminati, right?
Illuminati. That's right.
Okay. All right. Aaron, I'm going to have you log off again and come back in. Every once in a while, we need to reset your connection. So while you're doing that, we'll go to Chris, and we'll have Chris pitch his number 6 pick to us.
I thought Aaron had said the game was called Monogamy at first, and I was really interested to hear the rules.
There are no rules, baby.
Or a ton of rules.
Oh, okay.
That's not
It's-
hard to define, but
All right. What's your number 6 pick?
all right. It is a game called Silver. It is a very fun card game that I play all the time. It's kind of like a little bit like a game almost like Spades or something. You're basically trying to get a bunch of pairs and discard them. So it's like a normal 52 card deck, but what the fun twist is, again, they all have really pretty pictures. But all the cards have special abilities. Like you can make someone else draw another card. You can steal someone else's good low card. You can protect your cards from being stolen. So it adds like a very strategic twist on top of an already short and fun 52 deck card game. And it's made by if anyone have ever played games like One Night Werewolf, which is like a mafia type game. It's made by the same people. So all
cool.
the special characters are like werewolves or wizards, and it's just a nice little fun twist. And you can run a game in less than 10 minutes, and you can play it at dinner if you're an uber nerd like me and my partner. We play it all the time. So
All right. Well, we have Illuminati versus Silver for this round. It looks like it's back to me voting. No, that would have been me at number 7, so it's you. So you have to vote for Illuminati or Silver.
Oh man, this is tough. I do like the kind of
Or you can vote for Monogamy.
monogamy for the win. You know me. I love monogamy. I liked Aaron's game simply because when he pulled out that bloggers card was really funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll do Illuminati.
All right, so Illuminati wins at number 6. Mike said this is also how QAnon started.
can I do that switch thing we've been talking about?
Oh, yeah, you want to use it?
Is there any reason not to?
You might as well.
If you
I'll
want
switch
it.
it up.
Oh no!
All right, switch. So you pick up the points. You get 1 point. And also, we're going to update the board here so it says Silver.
I think it's important the Illuminati stays secret, personally.
All right, so Chris, you have used your switch. Aaron, you still have yours. We're at number 5, odd number. So Chris, you get to pitch your number 5 pick first.
All right, here's where I start getting passionate in the top 5. Ryan, Sarah, have you guys ever just wanted to be D&D characters? Maybe not. But let's say you were, and you had a hard day's work of dungeon plundering and stuff, and now you have a bunch of gold, and you don't know how to spend it. Did you ever want to be D&D characters who just go get shit-faced at the nearest tavern in the D&D world? Then Red Dragon Inn is the game for you. It is literally D&D characters sitting down, drinking and gambling their newfound fortune away, and you win the game. Either you get eliminated if you run out of money and you can't pay the bar wench for drinks, or if you get so drunk that you pass out. They actually have a mechanic for this. You have your constitution from D&D. It's like your physical strength, and you have how drunk you get. If those ever cross paths, you pass out like an irresponsible drunkard.
And it's called Red Dragon Inn?
Red Dragon Inn, because apparently that's the name of the happening place. But you can go to I think it's the Black Dragon Underground in one of the sequels, where you get to play D&D villains instead of heroes.
All right, so Red Dragon Inn at number 5 for Chris. And Aaron, what are you going to put against that?
So it's appropriate that Chris chose the Red Dragon Inn because the Red Dragon Inn is, of course, named after the Green Dragon Inn, which is the famous tavern from the Shire in The Lord of the Rings. And my choice is the Lord of the Rings board game, The War of the Ring. Now, remember when I said that there are some games that would make Gary Kasparov cry? This is it. This is the one right here. But look at all of these awesome little models. So you got, you got Gandalf here on his horse, and he's got his staff, and he's running along and fighting the ring wraiths. And you have the ring wraiths coming in on their dragons, and they're fighting. So
Yeah.
there's a couple different ways this game plays out. Of course, you can actually do all the battles. You can have the orcs versus the humans and the elves. Or you can have Frodo and Sam take the ring and sneak secretly into Mount Doom and try and destroy the ring. I like this game because it's really complicated, but for mega nerds like me who are really into that kind of thing, it can be fun to just have this set up for like a week or 2 weeks. And, just every other day or so, just play for a couple of hours.
All right.
Set it down, come back later. The first time I played, Frodo and Sam immediately, like there was an orc right outside of Rivendell, was like, yeah, they're there. And they immediately got like captured. So if you ever wanted to play through the movies or the book of Lord of the Rings, but invent your own alternative history, because I know everybody watching this has wanted to do that at some point, this is a chance.
All right, so we have Red Dragon Inn or War of the Ring. Is this for the audience already?
This is for Tim Crump.
Tim Crump, you got to vote, buddy. One of those two
You
choices.
gotta.
Aaron, I'm not super familiar with the Lord of the Rings. Can you just give us like a thorough background real quick?
No, we're good. We got it. We remember every moment of the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Tim Crump already has a vote. He says, I vote for War of the Ring. So,
I thought I was going to have to use my Switch there.
nope. You picked it up on your own. You have 3 points now, and I'll add it to the board at number 5.
And everyone in the chat is really popping off about the Red Dragon Inn. They're saying, "What? I've never heard of this." This is great advertising for some of these games.
People are going to have something to do on Sunday days and Saturday nights now. So,
Yep.
I feel like I should invite everyone in town to West Sacramento for a Red Dragon Inn drinking party. Except Tim. It sounds like he doesn't like parties.
all right, we're at number 4. That means, Aaron, you're going to go first this round. What's your number 4 pick?
Okay, so this is the last super intense strategy game, I promise. This next one that I got for you is called Twilight Struggle. It is an epic conflict between the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War. It follows along with history very closely. The game takes place over a series of phases represented by who was in charge of each nation at the time. So you got Kennedy, Nixon, and you got Gorbachev, and you get all those characters. And you have actual real-world events taking the place of cards and things that can happen during the course of the game. And your goal is to beg and borrow and steal and stage coups and do everything you have to do to get nations to be either communist or capitalist.
Oh.
And the Soviets and the Americans, whoever ends in 1990 with either one of those countries failing, the other one, that's who the winner is.
All right, perfect.
Determine
Well,
the ultimate finale.
you got a couple of comments on here too, Chris. It says this is why she's here. She's getting board game suggestions.
Yep.
Beck wants everybody to post their game collections when we're finished. Like if you have them all in your closet, take a quick picture of it and post it. Dennis says Twilight Struggle is available on PC and iPad, so you can get those there. We're just helping you out. I also thought that Twilight Struggle was an epic card game battle between Edward and Jacob. Turns out that is not right, but it's okay. Probably just as much fun. Number 4, Chris, what's your number 4 pick?
Speaking of strategy games, my number 4 pick is a card game called Dominion. And the premise of it is that you are basically, you come from like a family of like landowners, like you like in traditional times, like you have peasants who work for you and stuff. But for some reason, you've fallen from grace, and you have to make your own fiefdom to prove to your parents that you can rule the land just as well as they could. But it's a traditional like deck building strategy game where you buy provinces that lets you draw from your deck or give you money, and your whole goal is just buy more and more land until you're like medieval Jeff Bezos. And I really like it because it's a very funny game. Like not only is it super strategic, but it is also like all the cards, the backstory. It's all written very humorously. It was written by a pretty smart fellow, I think. I would say the downside of it is that if you play it well, if you're good at it, you can draw through your whole deck in one turn, which my partner hates because sometimes I'll have very long terms. I'm not a fast thinker, so I'll have to like stop and think about what I'm doing, and she gets very frustrated. And I would worry about saying that in a competition, but I realized Aaron suggested a game about the Cold War, where by definition, nothing happens. So I think it's okay.
All right, yeah, we do have
for Dominion.
we have Twilight Struggle against Dominion. Who's voting? Is this me now?
It's you. Back to you.
I already know what I'm going to pick. I'm going to go with Dominion this round. So Dominion is my pick, which means, Chris, you just picked up another point.
I gotta use it or lose it, so I'm gonna use my switch.
Oh, I knew it was coming. I'd rather you switch me than the audience, though. They get really pissed off when you switch them.
Yeah.
So
I got switched and you got switched, Brian.
yeah. See, we're okay today. Twilight.
I know you're such a big fan of Reagan and Nixon.
Yeah. All right, Twilight Struggle wins at number 4. Also, I picked Dominion too because everybody in the chat seemed to know that game. Like right when you mentioned it, everybody was like, "Ooh, I've got it! This is so much fun!" So on and so forth. So, we're at number 3. We have 3 left. The game is tied 4-4. That means there's gonna be a winner tonight for sure. So, number 3, Chris, what's your pick?
Okay, my pick for number 3 is maybe another one that a lot of people have heard of. It is called One Night Ultimate Werewolf. If you've ever played Mafia as a school kid, the idea is that some people in the classroom are randomly determined to be Mafia members, and everyone else is good people. And you try to figure out who the Mafia people are by voting them out every day, and the Mafia people kill people during the night. Now, what's cool about One Night Werewolf is they replace Mafia members with werewolves, and they do 2 things. One, they give everybody special abilities. So the night phase is really fun. People are swapping each other's cards. You have one card is called the Seer. She can look at someone else's cards. And it's really a lot of chaotic fun. And since people switch cards, no one's really clear which team they're on. So you're doing social deception, but you're also not sure of yourself. Like, you get confused to the point where you're like, I don't know if I trust me anymore. The other fun thing they do is they take the traditional Mafia, werewolf theme, and they put it down into one night, or as I like to think about it, like a 10 to 15 minute game per round. So you end up getting to play a bunch of games in one night.
Oh, cool.
And there's no shenanigans where like, oh, I died. I'm going to watch my friends play a game for an hour and do nothing. It's very, very fun. And I think if people recognize Dominion, they might recognize this one as well.
And it's called Ultimate Werewolf?
One Night.
Yeah, One Night Ultimate Werewolf.
Okay.
Or werewolf for short.
Okay, I'll do that.
For sure.
Number 3, Aaron, what's your number 3 pick? Oh, wait, there you go. Sorry. Go ahead.
Watched Indiana Jones and thought, that looks fun. I want to do that. Well, if so, you're in luck because number 3 for me is Fortune and Glory. It's a game about gallivanting all around the world in the 1920s and 30s as an explorer or an archaeologist, and you're trying to find treasure and amazing historical finds for the museum back home. It's complicated. On the pricier side, but it's lots of fun, and you can, sort of like the rivalry that Indiana Jones and the other archaeologists had. You can try and steal each other's treasures from them and museum.
All right. So the two choices are One Night Ultimate Werewolf or Fortune and Glory. Those are your two picks.
Is it me?
You are voting this round.
Well, I have played One Night Ultimate Werewolf many times back in the day with Chris at Chris's house. He introduced me to the game, and I've gone on and passed it on to family. So I'm going to go with One Night Ultimate Werewolf.
Wow! All right. Good.
Also, I think I played it at Sarah's house while we're at it.
Yeah. We played it everywhere. We played it at everyone's house. That's how it goes around here.
I got rid of the graphic card. Sorry. I got it.
I'm going to be right back because I need a visual aid for my next one.
Okay.
I didn't want to be rude and leave while Aaron's talking. But
Okay, no, go do your thing. Wait, let me get this back on here, and I will update the board. Number 3 is One Night. And then it's Ultimate Werewolf. All right, there.
Yeah.
We're at number 2, so Aaron, you get to go first. What's your number 2 pick?
My number 2 pick is a game called Camel Up. It's a horse race, but instead of horses, they're camels. Camels, of course, are not quite as easily trainable as horses. They're very stubborn. They don't respond to instructions very well. So when you let them out of the gate, they just kind of wander all over the place. And of course, you aren't playing as the camels. You're instead playing as people who are betting on the camels. But all sorts of crazy stuff can happen. The camels can start going the wrong way. Camels can get tangled up within each other and like fall and stumble. Camels can get distracted and just like stop running. You can influence the race in a variety of ways. You can provide treats to the camels, or you can cheer on the camels, or you can boo for the camels if you don't want them to do as well. If you've got on another camel, for instance. The winner is never who you expect, and having a camel just completely come out of nowhere and take your camel out by running into it is always a fun time. Camel Up, number 2.
All right.
Like Tony, right.
So, Camel Up at number 2 for Aaron. Chris, what are you going to put at number 2?
I'm going to put a game that is near and dear to my heart. It is called Mysterium. And so the premise of Mysterium is that one of you and your friends has been brutally murdered, originally in a Scottish manner. But now the rest of you are psychic detectives, which have really in-depth backstories, which are also not super relevant, but they are there. So the idea is one of you is a ghost who can't talk directly to your friends, but you have to communicate to them how you were killed and where you were killed and with what weapon you were killed. Kind of like Clue. But since you can't talk to them and you're a ghost, you have to use pictures to describe who killed you and what killed you and where they killed you. There are three great reasons to play this game. One, it's just like a teamwork game all around. It's just super fun to not play against each other, but to play with each other. That sounded worse than I meant it. It also is, on that note, it's everyone thinks differently. So sometimes the person who is dead thinks they are completely correct. And but people interpret it differently. So I'll just give you an example of some of the pictures. These so you'll see there's beautiful artwork. I have the sequel because it was smaller, but this might be a person you are cluing for as the murderer. This nice little juggling lady. But your clues are just crazy bullshit like this. This house with a shovel who looks like a monster. This lamp with weird writing, which is also appropriate for Pi Day, and this wagon with a giant knife. Who knows what to make of these? And so the psychic detective has to give you these clues with these cards, and everyone has to try to figure out what's going on. It has huge replay value, and if you ever played Dixit, it's the same people. They really make bank on just like making a lot of picture games. And so another thing I really love just about this company is look how well the box fits together. There's just a special little compartment for everything. You can hide your little correct answer tokens under the cards. You have all the pawns here. It's just a well-constructed game, very pretty to play, tons of replay value. That's why I'm pushing Mysterium.
All right, so we have Mysterium, which, by the way, Dennis says is also available. There's an iPad version or PC version. Or it's going up against Camel Up, which a lot of people in the audience thought you initially said Camelot, which is what I wrote down too, and then I realized it's not Camelot. And then somebody in the comments said they weren't sure if it was supposed to be Camel Up or Camel Cup because they can't really figure it out from the box. And then, that's what Mike LaRosa said. And then Tyler said, your hair looks great today.
Oh my God, thank you, Tyler. You're the first person who said it. No, I'm kidding.
All right.
It's very much dirty.
It's looking good, though. It's camera ready. So, let's see. The audience votes for this one. Who's voting this round?
This will be back. Back Margot, yeah. Oh, well, she didn't just vote by saying the box won her over, I don't think. But Beck,
no,
go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. She can still choose either one, but she's voting this round. Oh, yeah. Samantha says your hair wins number 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone.
That's what I'm going to put in. That's what I'm going to put in on the board. It's just Sarah's hair.
The girl who just said that is my romantic partner. I might have been telling her to talk up to the judges.
Good. Well, it works.
Mysterium is for the win, so that's at number 2. So I'm going to put that on the list here. There it is, and it's at number 2. There we go. And you pick up the point, Chris. 6 points so far this game. Why do we have 6-4? How is that even possible?
Because they both had.
Oh, they both won.
What was it? Deception? Or
Deception. Yeah, that's it. Oh man, that freaked me out for a second.
Yeah.
All right, number 1 picks. Chris, you get to go first. What's your number 1 pick?
Okay, so if it hasn't become clear, I like lying to my friends. So my favorite game category is social deception, where you are trying to not let people figure out who you are. Now, a lot of people in the community have, like any self-respecting nerd, knows the game Secret Hitler. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry to say, but that game is objectively not as good as what I'm about to say.
Mm.
Oh.
There's a game called The Resistance, which later became Avalon, which is Camelot themed, so very appropriate to follow up Camelot. But the whole idea is it takes this werewolf theme, right, the whole thing, and you are trying to save the land of Camelot. And you have one team of good guys who are the loyal servants of Arthur, and you have one team of bad guys who are the evil minions of Mordred. And so you basically have to go on a bunch of magical quests, 5 to be exact. And everybody secretly votes whether they want them to succeed or fail. And good wins if they pass 3 quests. Evil wins if they fail 3 quests. And so it becomes a game of sending people on quests and figuring out the results to see who is good and who is bad. The cool caveat that Avalon adds into this is Merlin is a good guy who knows who all the evil people are. He just knows every single one. And so he can kind of help the good team figure out who's on the team. But the evil team is full of, the evil team has someone called the Assassin. And at the end of the game, let's say the good guys won. The Assassin can be like, hey man, Merlin was pretty obvious in knowing we were all bad the whole time. I think this exact person is Merlin. And if they're right, evil still wins. And it's a super great twist on just the original social deception formula. And I love it because I've been playing it for like 5 years now, and it's still my favorite game. It's just like very simple rules. You sit down once, you know how to play, but you have to play a lot before you before you figure out how to be good at playing.
All right.
So for that reason, it's my one.
Number 1 pick is Avalon. All right, Aaron, you are up to pitch your number 1 pick. We're starting to get really close on time. So Aaron, what's your number 1 pick?
So at the beginning, I said that I had a hard time picking between games that were really fun with friends and games that were very strategic. Well, this number one choice is the perfect blend of the two. It is Betrayal at the House on the Hill. Betrayal at the House on the Hill is the perfect spooky board game to get you in the mood for spookiness or Halloween, or just if you're feeling like it, you want to feel spooky. And you and a bunch of friends, up to 6, go into a haunted house, except there's a couple of twists. One, the house is different every time, because the way the game works is that you lay rooms out in tiles. So every time you play the game, the tiles are different. So the haunted house rearranges itself every single time you play the game. Also, what makes this game really special is that one of you is a betrayer, but you don't know which one. And in fact, they don't even know which one, because as you go through the haunted house, you pick up items in rooms, sort of like in the movie Cabin in the Woods. And based on the sequence that happens in, there are 150 different combinations of haunts. There could be a ghost, or there could be a serial killer, or there could be a crazy octopus tentacle monster. You don't know. Nobody knows. And my cat wanted to say hi. And when the haunt starts, the players who are remaining, who are not the betrayer, have to work together to defeat the betrayer and escape from the haunted house.
This is intense. Avalon, and this is called Betrayal in the House on the Hill.
Oh, kitty.
Betrayal at the House on the Hill.
Okay, so those are your 2 choices.
Okay, it's a methodical game versus unpredictable game is what Mike said. So.
Oh, I see.
Okie dokie. Are you ready? We are both going to vote.
Yes, we're gonna both vote. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Avalon. You got out
Brian,
one.
I've never loved you more than I love you.
All right, well, it goes to the audience now. So, audience, all you have to do is just do us a favor. You can either write in Avalon or write in Betrayal. Those are your 2 choices.
Perfect.
And we'll see who's going to win the game. Let's see. Oh, very cool, very cool. Yeah, we're just coming up on the end of the game. Audience is voting between Avalon or the Resistance, and they're voting between that and Betrayal on the House on the Hill. Betrayal in the House on the Hill. In the House on the Hill.
Guys, it is
You know what's funny is I
split
almost
right
wanted
now.
to put Betrayal on my list too.
Oh, jeez, that would have been great.
I was really worried that was going to be on Chris's list.
What's our vote status
Well,
so far?
Vote status, Betrayal is winning so far.
Okay.
7-5. That might be
Close.
everyone.
Let me
All right.
make 3 alt accounts real quick.
Then it looks like Betrayal is our big winner. Is that correct?
It is.
All right, boom. So, Aaron, you picked up the 5th point here. It's 5-6. Let me see here. Let's get it on the list. Boom. So, it was a valiant effort, Aaron. You almost came back to win, but Chris, you are the big winner tonight. The audience could not keep you from winning the game. So congratulations, Chris, and thank you, Aaron. You guys played a hell of a game tonight.
Yay. No
I'm
words.
gonna make Aaron call me King Nerd next time we hang out.
King Nerd.
Oh,
All right, well, we are going to get out of here pretty quick. I have to go. Jump over and teach a workshop tonight. Sarah,
right.
thank you so much for putting this together.
thank you.
Aaron and Chris, thank you for being part of the show tonight. Everybody who watched, thank you for being here and commenting. Go out and get your video games now. Take a screenshot so you know what to go buy in stores. And everyone have a nice evening. We'll see you later. Goodbye. I got it. It's going to play right now.